Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Xbox console because as of for some odd reason, a lot of folks are assuming the Xbox console is going to be going away as of tomorrow. Now, we kind of talked about this a little bit on our channel, a little bit just in general, where Xbox has been kind of facing some transitional changes. We don't necessarily fully know exactly what is going to be changing, how it's going to be changed, and everything else, but we're going to have a proper business meeting and presentation from all the Xbox legal and also Phil Spencer in the coming week or so. So we'll have a chance to have more of a clarification because some things are kind of getting all off the rockers and they're going pretty much everywhere when it comes to just details, leaks, speculations, and everything else. But right now, a lot of folks are assuming the Xbox console is going to go away forever. Now, I have talked about that a little bit on my channel itself, but I kind of think more of it's like a phase out over the next like 20, 30 years, rather than like there's not going to be an Xbox Series X Pro or not going to be an Xbox Series X2, although we have heard some rumors they may want to go skip the mid-generation. But either way, I think the console more so is just trying to broaden its approach and go and expand on out and, kind of just do more stuff on Samsung TVs or on phones or on tablets or on laptops or on the cloud or whatever it might be. And well, apparently now Phil Spencer had a public statement to all the people working at Microsoft about what's going to be happening with the console and all of that, at least for like an early leak so far. We're going to talk about this, talk about the drama and everything else, so make sure you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy. Make sure you guys sign up for Webull, deposit any bit of money. You guys get a bunch of free stock money. A lot of you guys have been doing it, so go use that, and it goes and supports me on up, but as well also you guys. We're going to be drinking on Twitch right now, so you guys are bored, like literally after this video is all done, open up a tab, say what's up. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. If you guys want to follow and subscribe, you guys are new, give me your thoughts and comments, and let's go and, well, do some Xbox stuff. So first and foremost, Phil Spencer, as you guys know, is the higher up big head honcho at Microsoft Gaming. Not Xbox anymore, Microsoft Gaming. And as well, we've kind of been seeing a lot of rumors of like Xbox Game Pass just being mitigated to Microsoft Game Pass, and a lot of people are kind of curious on what's going to happen to the consoles, especially with them trying to go and say they're losing the console war right now, with the PlayStation outselling them to over 2-1, like PlayStation's at like 50 million, Xbox at like 25 million, just give or take a few million on both sides, so you don't have the proper full numbers as of this second. But as of right now, Phil Spencer actually broke his silence again. Now, he did go do a tweet a few days ago mentioning he's going to be addressing all these types of issues. Some folks have been seeing that like Xbox games might be coming to PlayStation and the Switch. Some folks might be assuming Game Pass games might be trying to make their move everywhere else. Some people are assuming maybe future games might be coming. We don't know 100% until it's like done, until we see the official Xbox like release and the contracts and all of that. But right now, Phil Spencer did go make a big statement on the Xbox console. Now, as I've mentioned, it does kind of seem like the long-term, very long-term future, Xbox wants to phase out the console. And I'm going to stand by that, because I don't think I said anything wrong. I do think Xbox as a whole, in let's say 15 years, might be more focused on things like an Xbox Series S, where it's not as strong hardware, but you can go and just stream games anyway. So as long as your internet's good or your 5G is good, it doesn't matter. Same with like phones or laptops and everything else. Like at that point, it makes sense. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that they're going to get rid of Xbox now. They have had like 25+ million sales, and it's still early in the console's life cycle, maybe around the middle side, so that makes sense. It's like, okay, like we're still gonna make money, so if the next Xbox still sells 15 million, and that's not the best number, but if they go get more PC Game Pass members on, say, PC, on the Switch, if they put on the Switch for whatever reason, on TVs, on mobile, then they don't care, because they're getting their subscription money regardless. But basically, Phil Spencer did go break his silence and said, and promised that employees are gonna go and keep on making Xbox consoles. They're not gonna stop giving up on the console. In the wake of swirling rumors about large changes coming to Microsoft Xbox's business, with an official announcement next week, it seems that there is already some internal damage control to be done, which makes sense because everything's going all over the place, even for, say, my own YouTube videos, because I just report on the rumors. I haven't seen anything confirmed as of the second, but a lot of the things are lining up. Like we saw the LinkedIn post for Halo folks stating that they want to go and make Halo games. That makes sense. We saw various other posts as well. It's like, for, let's say, in the Hi-Fi Rush game, where they're actually putting the PlayStation and the Switch branding on all that type of stuff, which makes sense. Like, just all this stuff is like, yeah, it's leaning towards Xbox games are coming to PlayStation or Switch. It just makes sense. But we don't know to the extent. We don't know if they're going to have like the Halos confirmed, or going to have like the Indiana Jones confirmed. The leaks are leaning towards yes, but at the same time, well, then once again, people are upset. Like Xbox users are like, why do I get an Xbox if there is no point in me buying it? Because all my exclusive games are going to end up on PlayStation. Why not get a PlayStation, get both? So journalist Shannon Lau reports that there was a town hall at Xbox this past Tuesday in which Phil Spencer assured employees that they were not getting out of the console hardware market, which I never thought they would. Maybe long term, yeah, they can make that their plan, but right this second, probably no. And would continue to make Xboxes going forward. Xbox's strategy continues to employ multiple kinds of devices, he said, which is kind of been what I've been focusing on a lot of my videos, stating like, hey, they want to put it on Samsung TVs, and you have cloud gaming, you have streaming, you have Game Pass on your TV, you don't need a console. Cool. They have that like testing for that USB stick, which is basically like imagine like an Apple TV or like a Chromecast where it's just meant for Game Pass. That makes a lot of sense. Or you have things like such as Game Pass on your PC or streaming to like your consoles. Like it makes sense at the end of the day. Like if you have a nice TV and you have good Wi-Fi, you don't really need to have a console all the time, as long as like the operating system is built into the TV. Think like running like an Xbox app, or like a Netflix app, or an HBO app, or an Amazon app, or whatever it might be, Twitch app, but it's just specifically made for that with streaming involved. And as well, how do you even get to the place where you have to ensure Xbox employees that you're still making Xboxes? This is part of the idea that Microsoft is going to continue to put increasingly less focus on console sales, even more than they have already, in favor of an Xbox everywhere philosophy. That has included console, PC, and mobile devices that can play via the cloud, but the rumors are that to some extent, that will now include PlayStation and Nintendo, which we don't know 100%, but still we'll see. Now, part two of this is I still think that is a truthful statement. Long term, next 15, 20 years, Xbox may get cycled out, but I think there's going to be a next generation Xbox almost for sure, and most likely a secondary Xbox way later on. I'd bet money on that. Now, especially with we also seen like legal leaks discussing that, but I do want to say they'd probably put a little bit less focus on trying to sell Xboxes and once again keep on trying to sell more on Game Pass. The purpose of the announcement next week seems to introduce this philosophy, which is Xbox everywhere. So that's like Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and that's where like that's pretty much seems confirmed, not 100%, but pretty much seems like it. The part two that's going to be on what's the extent for everything else. Starfield, is that going to come? Apparently, leakers are saying they have not heard about that and they want to backtrack those statements, so we don't know. But as well, part two is like when it comes to other various things, such as I don't know, there's a lot of just various things, such as say Halo. Is that going to come to PlayStation? Who knows? Apparently, the leaks in the LinkedIn hires and stuff allude towards yes. What about things such as Gears? I'd probably assume yes, based on if they want to have multiplayer games, get more microtransactions, makes sense. Put on the cloud, increase your player base, makes sense. But at the same time, there's all just been rumors too as well. But there's also other big things like Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves, which makes sense. So is it only going to be like the low tier games that after like 3 years they'll go integrate games out? Is it only for streaming? Is it only if they put it for Game Pass? Is it like how does it work? No one knows yet because it hasn't come out yet as of the second. But it does kind of seem like Xbox, at least for a long-term console, does make sense. They said the concern was that if Microsoft is essentially going third party, which would make a lot of sense with Call of Duty and all these other various platforms as a publisher, that would mean little reason to keep making Xbox hardware, which I would agree on. But as of the second, there is still an Xbox fan base. Why get rid of it? Why not get rid? There's why. It's already being outsold for PS5 at a 2-to-1 ratio for the second generation, but still, that is still 25 million people, and as well, that's 25 million like third-party folks that might join Game Pass because they have consoles. It makes sense. Phil Spencer has said outright that Xbox has effectively lost the console war to Sony. Microsoft has not reported official Xbox sales in years now, but based on that Take-Two leak, they said it had like 77 million sales. PlayStation went official going saying 50. That put Xbox at around 25 to 27, because don't forget PlayStation might also get a few extra sales too on top of that as well. But at the same time, they've also just been pushing Game Pass. So at the end of the day, they're making revenue. They're making money. It's been confirmed on record they're making money. Even at the same time too as well. When it comes to just stuff in general, if you're getting good Game Pass numbers, who cares? If you're being a publisher with Call of Duty, who cares? When it comes to like making money on all these various games you're making, and PlayStation's making money too, if everyone wins, who cares? Like if you get 50 million Game Pass subscribers and you only sell 20 million consoles, you're happy as Xbox. Like that's Netflix. Like Netflix doesn't care if they're still having their subscribers and it's growing. They're happy. They don't care at all. So it kind of seems like Xbox is still pushing that, which has been their kind of MO for a while. It doesn't mean they're going to get rid of Xbox this second, but it could be phased out, and they've even pretty much confirmed they're not necessarily phasing it out, but not prioritizing it, which I think is still fine. At the end of the day, it's a good business decision. This is the most likely answer to what Spencer is addressing, is that Microsoft is going to keep the Xbox as a hardware option indefinitely, which I think is smart. For those who want the easiest access to all the Microsoft games, like all operating systems, having a dedicated device, you play to your TV, you hang out, like traditional console vibes that people are used to. And then if people want to have other stuff such as like TVs, phones, putting games on PlayStation or whatever, Microsoft is still kind of dipping in their fingers in all those parts too as well. So why do they want to get rid of it? They're not going to. Like, there's no real reason for them to. They're going to keep it going for as long as they can. And at a certain point, maybe they only sell 5 million Xboxes 3 generations from now if they completely lose the market. But it also seems unlikely because as long as it's priced well and it has good features, or maybe it has things like cheaper Game Pass with the Xbox console, like there is kind of good benefits for it at the end of the day. Now we have to go and kind of almost laugh because that Phil Spencer has to address this in a town hall and mention like how like people at Xbox are worried that they might lose their job or they might lose their consoles. But it seems kind of more a little bit like appeasing that Xbox, and Phil Spencer is like, hey, yo, man, we're still making stuff. We might change up stuff a little bit, but you still got jobs. We're still making the console. Don't stress about it. And we can go from there. So I want to hear your thoughts. We're probably live up right now on Twitch getting drunk. So if you guys want to say hi, drop a follow on Twitch. That's down below. Sign up for that. We will get a bunch of free stock and money throughout the weekend and enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. We have the Twitter. Subscribe if you guys are new. Give me your thoughts and comments. And I appreciate you all so much for watching here in the first place.